Mousepads, a category of peripherals that is constantly growing with new and unique options coming from every direction. It can be kinda hard to figure out what's what and how to decipher what the jargon means. That's where I come in. My name's Azzy, I'm a gamer with 13 years experience in competitive FPS, and today I'd like to help break down at least one of these options with you. Dahru, a soft speed pad which is tube packed and rolled quite tight. It has a unique to this pad silky polyester surface that after unrolling from the smaller tube that it's packed in is a bright red color. Bottom right is their logo, all black and matching in texture, which helped me to notice some strengths and some weaknesses that we'll chat about in a minute. Now, having been stitched together on a very tight horizontal axis, it has an extremely smooth yet almost textureless surface, like velvet, which in a sense kind of screwed them, as it does have slight X and Y differences in glide, vertical movements feeling slightly less smooth and noticeably higher in slide friction. Now, the most important part of any self-professed speed pad is its base. As obvious as that sounds, a lot of us tend to overlook or often oversimplify a pad's structure. This base, however, uses a slightly older but standardized rubber, no sticky alpha cell, so barely any decent grip on my vinyl wrapped desk, but with an overall dry and chalky feeling. It has a pattern that resembles aluminium tread, which when pushing the pad from different angles, it is kind of underwhelming, but holds and does its job. I'd love to assume it was chosen for its firmer properties, having slight amounts of give that I would place between Lethal's rubber and Artisan's mid, which I'll detail more in the future videos. However, it's a very cost-effective option for Spyre. Now, having a look at these material options, they do come across quite boring in today's market, which is saturated with unique custom surfaces and countless base options. So for now, let's take a look at price and the other pads that they offer. Alright, so over here we can see that they've got 4 options. 3 are in stock at the moment, but the pink is out of stock. Now, I remember seeing these in passing and begging for the speed option to be the pink. Cost-wise, I do believe that they come in at around 44 Australian dollars. So in US dollars, that would be roughly around 30. It is sized at 480 by 400 mil, and it is 3 millimeters in thickness. Flicking through their website, I do believe that the rest of their pads are also a polyester blend of certain degrees, giving us a pretty good look at the fact that most of them, or at least all of them, tend to use this polyester blend, and that Spyre seems to see some value in its use. Now, trying to find a competitor for this speed pad, let alone for these pads in general, is quite tricky. I think the only other option or range of options comes from Lethal Gaming Gear. That comes in at around 47 Australian dollars or $29.99 USD. This pricing, however, doesn't include things like postage and handling, which are always a factor for a lot of buyers, making the competition priced upwards of 60 Australian dollars, making Spyre's lineup one of the most cost-effective options for gamers in Australia and worldwide. Looking at the price that these sell for and the great quality it has, mixed with the reasonable speed increases over commonly muddy polyester, this is a more user-friendly option for Spyre to promote more accurately. I'd like to conclude things first by saying that the Dahru fits better into a soft balance category, as I believe this isn't a true speed pad. Like I mentioned earlier, it has an elastic feeling during long swipes, performing in-game as a silkier, somewhat soft control pad, which gave me some extra freedom to micro-adjust. I'm going to throw up some gameplay clips and glide clips here to try and showcase this, but it looks like Spyre has erred on the side of safety with this pad. Upon first impression, and even once tested for a few weeks, it is apparent that they decided on their soft speed label by comparing it to their other offerings, not other pads on the market. This higher elasticity of the surface mixed with the now outdated materials reinforce that it's probably time that Spyre considered reclassifying their lineup, or better yet, releasing some updated versions which align more with how their pads played compared to current speed pad competition. By no means is this a bad pad, For its price and material choice, it has super high quality. Although with the dyed surface and polyester's tendency for muddiness in mind, wearing in slow spots or humidity issues could be a problem for some. I'd still recommend this pad to anyone looking for a more open control pad that still maintains enough slide friction for glide control whilst freeing up those micro adjustments. Now, this makes it a great option for games like Rainbow Six or Apex Legends, where freedom to readjust is key but control reigns king. If you disagree or just share a different opinion, I'd love to hear from you below in the comments section or even over on Twitter. If you want to see some more content in the future, follow and subscribe as I have more great videos to come.